Take note. Properties. Properties of exponents. First, a to the 0 power equals 1, so long as a does not equal 0. Next, a to the m power over a to the n power is equivalent to a to the m minus n power. In the middle, a to the negative nth power is the same as 1 over a to the positive nth power. Next, a times b, in parentheses, that product raised to the nth power, can be rewritten as a to the nth power times b to the nth power. A to the mth power raised to the power of n can be rewritten as a to the power m times n. On the right, a to the m power times a to the n power equals a raised to the m plus n power. And finally, the fraction a over b raised to the nth power is the same as a to the nth power over b to the nth power. In Chapter 5, you used root to represent a solution of an equation. For example, 2 is a root of the equation x cubed equals 8. For such a simple power equation, you can simply refer to 2 as a cube root of 8. 5 squared equals 25 indicates that 5 is a square root of 25. 5 cubed equals 125 indicates that 5 is a cube root of 125. 5 to the 4th power is 625, indicating that 5 is a 4th root of 625. And 5 to the 5th power is 3,125, indicating that 5 is a 5th root of 3,125. This pattern suggests a definition of an nth root. Take note, key concept, the nth root. If a raised to the n power equals b, with a and b real numbers, and n a positive integer, then a is an nth root of b. If n is odd, there is one real nth root of b, denoted in radical form as the nth root of b, where n is written as the index in the crook of the radical sign, and b is written underneath the radical sign as the radicand. For example, since negative 5 is the only real number whose cube is negative 25, negative 5 is the only real cube root of negative 125. If n is even, and b is positive, there are two real nth roots of b. The positive root is the principal root, or principal nth root, and its symbol is the nth root of b, where n is the index, and b the radicand. The negative root is its opposite, or the negative of the nth root of b. For example, since 2 to the 4th power equals 16, and negative 2 to the 4th power also equals 16, both 2 and negative 2 are the 4th roots of 16. 2 is the principal root, or the principal square root, of 16. Now if n is even and b is negative, there are no real nth roots of b. For example, since there is no real number x, such that x to the 4th power equals negative 16, negative 16 has no real 4th root. And note, the only nth root of 0 is 0. Again, note the value in the place of n, so in the crook of the square root, is referred to as the index. We have the radical sign, and underneath the radical sign, the radicand, in this case a. Problem 1. Finding all real roots. Part A. What are the real cube roots of 0.008, negative 1,000, and 1 over 27? Well, first consider 0.008, or 8 thousandths. That can be written as 0.2 raised to the 3rd power. 0.2 is the only real cube root of 0.008. Now in terms of negative 1,000, well, negative 1,000 can be written as negative 10 to the 3rd power, so negative 10 is the only real cube root of negative 1,000. 1 over 27? Well, 1 over 27 can be rewritten as 1/3 cubed. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 3 times 3, 27. So we can state 1/3 is the only real cube root of 1/27. Part B. What are the real fourth roots of 1, negative 0.0001, and 16/81? Well, first, 1. Since 1 is positive, there are two real fourth roots. 1 equals 1 to the fourth power, so 1 is a real fourth root of 1, but 1 also equals negative 1 to the fourth power. So negative 1 is the other real fourth root of 1. Since negative 0.0001, or negative 1/10,000th, is negative, there are no real fourth roots of negative 0.0001. Since 16/81 is positive, there are two real fourth roots. 16/81 can be rewritten as 2/3 to the fourth power. 2 to the fourth is 16, and 3 to the fourth is 81. So we can state that 2/3 is a real fourth root of 16/81. But so is negative 2/3. Note that negative 2/3 to the fourth power is also 16/81. So negative 2/3 is the other real fourth root of 16/81. Your turn, part A. What are the real fifth roots of 0, negative 1, and 32? Part B. What are the real square roots of 1/100th, or 0.01, negative 1, and 36/21? And part C, a reasoning item. Explain why a negative real number b has no real nth roots if n is even.